Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking another look at ticker symbol AMD. That's Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. The chart we're looking at here today is a 30-minute chart. Each candlestick representing 30 minutes of trading. I think I almost said 15 minutes, but it is a 30-minute chart indeed. So AMD, you guys know, it did fall off quite a bit recently. Had a high of $5.52. Fell off all the way down to about $4.65, where it bounced and made its way back up, not quite to 552, but it hit right about 539, got denied right around there at about 539, 540, and then was making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows, and fell off pretty hard right here to where it hit about 474. And as you can see, it bounced very hard right about 6:30, well 9:30 Eastern. That's when we had this thing bounce right at the open, going up very nicely and making a new higher low on the oversold RSI point and on the candlesticks itself. So let's take a look at the trend and get an idea of what we might see. But in order to do that, first we're going to take a look at some of those key areas of support and resistance, also known as pivot points. Let's take a look at those pivot points nearby. Alright, so the first one we have up here at the top, that is going to be $5.11. $5.11 right here. Next one down here at the bottom is going to be $5.06. I'm actually going to put it here, a little more room. So 506, 511, and this final line down here, we're looking at $4.88. Now you'll notice that this line and this line, they're both segmented while this line is solid. Well, the segmented line is an area of soft support slash resistance. You could say it's a soft pivot point. So 511, a soft pivot point, 488, a soft pivot point, 506, a hard pivot point. And the reason why I have them labeled as such is just based on the historical data and how much these areas were tested. So 506 was tested many times throughout the historical data. 511 and 488 were tested a lot as well, but not quite as much and not quite as often or as hard of a bounce slash breakout as 506 was. So those are going to be soft areas of support slash resistance. Now you can see here, this is with the falling off that we were talking about, and we had our lows here, and then we made some lows over here. And this is pretty much the same general area, so definitely a higher low, but really what I like to see is that oversold point on the relative strength index. So I'm going to draw a line to the candle where we went oversold, and a line to the next candle where we went oversold. That's going to be right around here. Now you can see this oversold area is much higher. And as you guys know, when a stock is oversold, that's indicating that the market sold it off a lot and we need some buying pressure to come back in. So when we sold off here, we were pushing around 488. And when we sold off here, we're pushing about 506. So when the market sold off here, the area where we went oversold is indeed higher than this area, indicating that the trend is indeed up. Because once the stock is oversold, you know, it can only go one direction overbought. It can't go lower than the zero line. It can stay oversold, but it can't go any more oversold. So it has to eventually go back above the 20 line here and work its way back to overbought. You'll see when we were overbought, that's when we had this stock running. And indeed, that's when it went from about 482 to that high of about 513. So the trend is definitely coming back. I think AMD is going to be one to watch for tomorrow. Well, market's actually closed tomorrow. So rather, I should say for next week, definitely AMD is going to be one to watch. We might see it come back into play. Indeed, it was making some really nice progress. And there's really two types of plays on AMD. There's day trading it and you know, trying to ride out that 5 to 10%, which we have actually seen it recently. It had the momentum to do so, even with its high float. But for the most part, AMD is a great day trading scalper stock. It doesn't have much volatility and it's great for scalping, but with the momentum that we've seen in the past and the momentum that we had today, it was great for an overall day trade and not just scalping. So definitely keep this on your radar. Even if you're not a scalper, you might be able to get a nice 5, 6, 7% on a day trade on here, maybe even 10% if you're really lucky. Like if you bought here at the low, 475, sold at the high at 511, and I'm not saying that's easy to do. Absolutely, it's difficult to get the very low and sell the very high, but you would have been right around, you know, 8, 9, almost 10% gains. Very nice for a day trade and much more than just a scalp. So whether you're a scalper or just looking to day trade it, AMD is worth watching for next week. And our moving averages are also telling us that story as well. You can see here the 50-period average was kind of hanging out right around our candles, and we didn't see much volatility. We had all the averages converge together. Now over here, we broke above the 50-period average. We had the 13 cross above the 50 and the 20 cross above the 50 as well. And this is the perfect bullish order that we want to see with the purple, green, yellow, the 13, 20, and the 50, indicating that 20 periods and 13 periods, in other words, the recent data is indeed higher than 50 periods ago. So we are, in other words, uptrending. So definitely keep this on your watch list. And if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a message below on this video. I will definitely take a look. And if that's not your style, you're welcome to join us in our chat room. You can register at activeinvestors.net, and we'll catch you there. Have a good one.